Hi everyone, Brian Morgan. Thanks for tuning in. In this episode, I'm going to talk about some thoughts and ideas on helping you determine how much break that you would need to play for a given putt based on a speed that's comfortable for you. And if you saw my last video on this, we talked about the relationship between reading the putt, starting it on the correct line, and hitting it the correct speed. And we looked at what are the usable combinations of speed and line. In other words, where we have just enough energy to get the ball to the hole up until a point where we're hitting it with a speed that if it doesn't go in, we wouldn't want it to go much further past the hole than that, because then we open the door for possibly three putting. So some people are a little bit more comfortable taking a bit more of an aggressive line or moving a little bit of break, while as other people, that doesn't feel right to them. And there really is no exact way to determine how much the ball is going to break on any given putt. There are some things you can do that will kind of put you in the ballpark, but there's no exact science to it. But I'm going to show you one very simple technique here that will give you an idea of how far outside the hole you would need to aim. Okay, so I've got my ball roller out here again, and we've got a putt here that rolls about a 12 on the stimp, so it's pretty quick, and it's got about a 2% slope from right to left, so this one is going to break to the left here. Now if you were to get behind this putt and read it, one simple way to try to figure out how much break you would need to play would be to take a look at, if you were to putt the ball straight at the hole, how far to the left would it miss? So let's just take a look here. I'm going to try to roll this thing down here at a sort of a decent speed. Let's go, let's try here. That's not quite hard enough. We're going to have to come up a little bit. Okay, maybe even a little more. Okay, so that's a speed that I'd be pretty comfortable with right there. And you can see that ball hit the board at 15 inches outside when it reached the hole. So for me to putt that ball at a speed that I'm comfortable at, which was what I just did there, I would need to start this putt 15 inches up the hill or out to the right there. So that's just one very simple sort of roundabout dummy way for getting a ballpark on how much the putt is actually going to break. So a great way to practice this is to go out on the practice green and put a ball down and pick a spot directly between the ball and the hole, maybe about 12 to 18 inches right in front. I've got a little orange piece of tape here about 18 or so inches directly in front of my ball. And I've got my laser on here, hopefully you can see the line. And I'm going to hit a few putts here and try to putt the ball directly over the orange piece of tape there, and we'll see what happens. So, so sure enough, I rolled that one right over the orange piece of tape and hit the board there at about 14 or 15. So that's really just sort of a very simple, dummied down way of determining how much the ball is going to break based on a given speed. In one of my later videos, I'm going to talk about a much more precise way to go about doing this. But until then, thanks very much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you, and we'll see you again real soon.